What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. And Shannon Sharpe just set the internet ablaze going in on Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit after they made some comments alluding to First Take talking negatively about Ohio State's head coach Ryan Day. And they went in, and I got that segment from the bowl game Saturday when they dominated Tennessee. We're going to listen to that first. And Shannon Sharpe came back so strong, sent the stern warning. Stephen A. Smith took more of the high road, and Shannon Sharpe did because of Stephen A. But he said if this happens again, rest assured he will not be taking the high road, and it'll be interesting to see if he addresses this later on Nightcap. But let's check it out.
He's heard about it.
Now, Kirk, how much of this softens the blow of that Michigan loss? More work to do, right, for folks to forgive and forget that one?
I can't speak on behalf of the lunatic fringe. I'm not sure how they operate. Yeah, the lunatic fringe at Ohio State is as powerful as anywhere in the country.
How big is the fringe?
It used to be 8 to 10. I think it's grown now to about 15 to 20. So I don't know. I'm sure they'll be happy tonight, be fired up about what the Ohio State team did, but God forbid they lose to Oregon. They may want to fire him again.
But that's not reality. I mean,
no.
That's the thing. When you hear pundits on this network and other places talk about that with certainty, it's nonsense, frankly. I mean, the public doesn't pull the trigger and get rid of the coach.
No.
The administrators do, and they're behind them.
Yeah. First Take tried to fire him. They thought he was done. So I'll be excited to see what they talk about on Monday after this performance. They had him out. They're trying to find replacements. But here he is. There he is. He's still got his hat on. He's still coaching.
The first round is now complete. All home teams won. They not only won, but they won by double digits. What is your biggest takeaway from this first weekend of the 12-team playoff?
That I hope next year the committee won't get caught up in what the social media and a lot of people who are fringe fans get caught up in, which is wins. They had 11 wins. They must be good. Who did they beat? I think is much more important than how many wins you have. That's old school way of approaching it. Indiana having 11 wins and beating nobody, that doesn't mean they're one of the 12 best teams. Remember, I know, Linda, I'm not taking this out on you, but there's a big difference between deserving and best.
Yeah.
What this is all about is giving us the best 12 teams. Now, it's subjective. How you want to figure out the best 12 is up to you. But that's what I want to see. I don't want to hear about wins. How many winning's obviously important, but just because you have 11 wins doesn't mean you're better than a team that maybe had a tougher road that had 9 wins. So I think we get too caught up in how many wins you have. It's really more about who are the best 12 teams, and we need to get the best 12 teams in this tournament every year.
It's a fantastic point, Kirk. Thanks for making it, and thanks for joining us on SportsCenter.
Even though I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to let it slide. Everybody's at ESPN, because had you not taken the route you taken, I would have lit their ass up. But I'm going to let it slide. You know what, guys? Congratulations, Ohio State. You won the game. But, hey, if we're going to be on the same team, if we're going to work for the same network, don't do that. Kirk, Chris Fowler, I promise you, if you ever mention anything, any platform that I'm on again and talking about, I wonder what they're going to say in negativity, I promise you, ESPN ain't got enough bosses to keep me off y'all for what I'm going to say. So I'm going to let y'all slide today. I'm going to turn it over to D.O. before I get myself in trouble. But don't play with me. Go ahead, D.O.
Damn.
I got to follow?
Go ahead.
Man.
So you're seeing a lot more of this at ESPN, and you see Shannon Sharpe flexing his muscle. This is the comfortability on air that comes with having your own platform, having Club Shay Shay, having Nightcap. When he speaks so candidly about what he's going to do, he sends out the stern warning that next time if they play with his name or anything he's a part of, then he's going to let them have it live over ESPN's airwaves. And, when I look at Shannon Sharpe, the network needs him, similar to how they need Pat McAfee with what they're looking to do with their NFL shows and all that stuff. Shannon Sharpe is a draw, and he's flexing that power around a little more. second to Pat McAfee, you hear Shannon speak in a way where it's more like, no, I got something going on outside of here too, and I'm not as worried about being fired or let go. You would just give me more time to have my content compete with yours, and you don't want me to go nowhere else. So, yeah, I work for you, but also I kind of have your hands tied because you would hate for me to leave here and go work with one of your competitors. So what do, right? And so you're seeing these guys come out and speak. And I know Shannon has recently had his contract renegotiated. Stephen A. Smith sent a message to ESPN the other day saying he's looking to do something legendary. And I love seeing these brothers speak more freely on air uh, when a problem arises because they have their own platforms. They have their own thing that they're doing outside of the workplace, and they'll treat you as such. You never act like, or you never go into a situation where you don't have a backup. You have to have a backup for your backup. So you can kind of move freely, and they accept you as is, or it's not the situation for you. And I think that's the way Shannon Sharpe is approaching ESPN. And maybe he dotted his I's, crossed his T's throughout his contract, giving him a little more freedom. Because one of the things I did notice is Pat McAfee, with it being his show that they're licensing, he's able to put that footage on his feed and all that. But a lot of times when you see Stephen A. and Shannon, when with their segments on ESPN, they have to quote tweet it. It'd be little things like that in the contract sometimes where you can't even take your own content over their airwaves and put it on your social media. But I did notice since Pat already owned his, he can do that. But Shannon, he's saying that, look, Kurt Herbstreit, stop playing with my name because I did catch that shot. Or next time it's gonna be on, and you're gonna see more of these type of internal beefs going on. And that kind of lends to what people were saying around ESPN, that Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe, being how they were around, was making some people uncomfortable. All those reports that came out on Front Office Sports just a few months ago saying that some of the co-workers didn't like how they were moving around. And you can see a little jealousy in that and the money that they probably gonna command. You will hear people take little pot shots and different things like that. But I think the writing is on the wall. These brothers about to get paid, and welcome to the new media. And so I see so many people talking about the new media, but it has enabled them to take ideas from other content creators, smaller content creators. If you make videos on YouTube or anywhere else, no matter how big or how small, I promise you, they're taking your topics and monetizing them. You just watch their shows. They weren't talking about some of the things that some of the smaller YouTubers are talking about, and now they are on their own shows. So you've kind of opened the lane for them. You got to give them a pat on the back. And even the audience, you coming over to these platforms, have given them the freedom to speak with such authority and stuff over the airways at a job, because they used to be quiet as church mouses and maybe having an occasional blow up, but it used to come with dire consequences. Now, Shannon Sharpe can say that nobody ain't coming down from the front office to threaten his position or anything like that, because it's a numbers game. And you know that in this new age, if you let them go, they're competition. So there you have it, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.